Okay, guys, so I'm back to give you a little highlight now on the Galderma portfolio. If you guys knew anything about me, if I had to choose one manufacturer, if you would ask me 7 years ago which one I would have chosen, definitely Galderma. Now I'm a little indifferent and I believe in having all the tools in the toolbox, but through and through, I'm still a Galderma girl. And I want to feature Dysport. I'm going to tell you that this is my most readily used toxin in my practice, quite personally. Um, I think it's just super reliable, and I know you guys get so confused by the dosing. I don't know how to tell you this 100 times, is that literally treat it just like all your other toxins. See this little 300 unit? Probably not because it's backwards because I'm self-filming this, but literally cross that out, put 100 units on there, and treat it like anything else. Don't make it hard on yourself. Reconstitute it just like you would all your other toxins and count it like it's 100 units. Just know it's going to be your strongest because you're doing that. So that's that. I'm going to go in order of my favorites, and I do love me some Dysports. It would be crazy not to try it. And you guys should all carry more than one type of toxin because literally not one is going to work for everyone. So, my next favorite Galderma product, Restylane Refine. Hands down, you guys know that this is one of the tools in my toolbox. If I had to pick 3 fillers, this is one of them. Restylane Refine is my ride or die because of the perioral lip lines. I think it's the perfect effect to that. But I'm going to bring Define into this conversation because it has very similar effects. These are the only 2 fillers that have dynamic movement, meaning that it's made for expression. So anywhere around the face that there is movement, it is a flexible filler, and so it doesn't appear stiff. This is why I prefer Refine around the perioral lines. Define, think of D as deeper and thicker, so it's going to go somewhere more in your like submental area. You could do lips with either one of them, but these for sure are great products. Refine, Ride or Die, Aging Lip. It's my go-to every time. Those of you who've done a filler clinic know that I talk about this as much as I do meat sticks. My next most utilized is definitely Lift. Lift I love for a good cheek when I want actual contour. Don't get it confused with the contour because honestly this has like the most like contouring, give it like that nice edge. I also love it for that little cheek eye junction area. If I'm going to do eyes, 95% of the time I'm going to start lateral, right? I'm going to feel the orbital rim, and usually there's that little junction space where the tear trough meets the cheek. I'm going to backfill this into an insulin syringe and deposit 5 units, 5 units, 5 units, 5 units to kind of get that lift, all before I would ever fill a medial space. Hands down, I've always loved Lift. This has been one of my go-tos. I can build a chin with Lift, a jawline. I can do any kind of structural, high on the G prime. My next favorite is Contour. The difference between Contour and Lift is I feel like this is a little misleading, right? Because I think Lift gives a contour like sculpt basically, where Contour is kind of similar to like an Allergan Voluma, where you get a little volume and a little lift capability. Also good for the cheeks. Some people love it for the lips as well. It's kind of a happy medium between a Define and a Refine. But so this particular filler is somebody who needs a little volume restoration more than they do actual structure. So like a very thin natured person, an aging person that has just lost it and needs just a little bit more plumpness to build up and not just like the definition, if that makes sense. Regular Restylane is very similar to Lift. It's very similar characteristics. It's kind of versatile, can pretty much go anywhere you want. Same thing, eyes. You could do a little cheek with it if you needed. You could fill the lip with it. You could fill anywhere. It's good. Kiss is what they make for lips. If I'm being real, and these videos are to really be real and honest, it's not my favorite out of the Galderma line. Some people like it. Sometimes I like it to build a structure, but I might fill with something else for like the body of the lip, if that makes sense. But it will give me a nice shape and structure to it. Not always my first go-to, but some people really love it. Totally great. That's all. Wait. How could I even forget Sculptra? I didn't learn Sculptra for the longest time because it has changed over time. Years ago, clients would have to call 24 hours in advance to reconstitute this and pay for it up front. And then I was like, oh, it takes 2 years to kick in. And so I was like, my clients don't want to see that kind of stuff. Now I'm obsessed with Sculptra for filling like the preauricular area and like this little jaw area. It's my go-to for people who are just really hollow, that want a natural look, to get rid of like that pillowy look. That is just always my go-to. I know there's a lot of other places. I just learned it this year myself. It has been one of my ride or dies for sure in my practice. Everybody